guys to see my pants because they're sweatpants. Hello everybody and welcome back. Thank you for coming back if you did come back. Or if you're new here, my name is Celine and this is my channel. This is my second video. My first video was kind of an intro into my channel and what I'll be talking about on here. And I said in the last video that I would like to make a video about enriching yourself. We are in a very, very unique time. I think that everybody at this point has understood that. And yes, of course, there are people that are still working and working very hard, and I think every person out there that's allowing people to get groceries every day of their life and that's, you know, working on the front lines with people who are sick and people at gas stations. I mean, you don't even think about those people, but I mean, gas stations are probably really gross. And you're touching those handles all day and those people have to talk to you and check out your Slim Jims. Like, it's a hard job. But for those of us who are at home, for those of us who were laid off from our jobs, those of us that aren't working from home, that like literally have nothing to do, we're just binge watching TV shows and God knows what, reading crazy articles all day long. I don't know what you're doing because I'm doing something very different. And I think everybody who has some kind of craft or somebody who has any kind of interest in anything outside of their job or an interest that is an extension of the job that they have already, this is your goddamn moment. Use it. I mean, it's late for me to be making this video, but I started my channel late. But what other time do people like us who are sitting at home, who are stationary right now, that can't go anywhere and just have all this free time, why wouldn't you cultivate that? Why wouldn't you take the time, a little bit of time even, out of every day to do something that benefits you as a human being, that expands your mind, where, you know, read a new book, watch a strange movie. Because I know y'all are out there and you guys are, you know, you're drinking, you're having a good time, maybe you're quarantining with your family or with some other people. I get it. Not having to work is a luxury, and for all the people that are out there that are actually, you know, they have to continue doing their job, like my parents, for example. My parents work in hospitals and they're still going to work. It's like nothing's different for them. So you owe it not only to them, but you owe it to yourself to take every day as a gift, that you don't have to go to work, exhaust yourself at work, and then come home and be tired and not want to do the things that make you happy, like your hobbies. What I'm recommending, I urge you to really look at your life. If you've been sitting for God knows how many days it's been already. My quarantine started March 15th. So it's been over 30 days for me. Almost, 35, 36, something like that. Almost, in general, like 40 days, because some people closed before where I work closed. 40 days. Do you know what you can do with 40 days of nothing? Of nothing. You wake up, your whole day is free. Man. As a creative person, we're all creative in some way. As human beings, we need to fulfill our lives, you know, we need something to connect us with our true self. And out of all the God-given times, this is the time to do it, honey. One of the best things for probably as a good, you know, umbrella for everybody would be read. Fucking read. Read, people. The internet is not the best source of information. It just isn't. Books will change your life, man. If you don't like to read, then find a book that makes you want to read. Read, you know, journals, read something online if you have to, but take this time to really expand your knowledge on something that you like. I have a whole bookshelf of books. I make it a point to expand myself, because when you stop learning, you stop living. You really do. You become stagnant, you start reverting to ways of living that are comfortable, and you lose the lust for life. And you don't want that as a human. You really don't. So this video is pertinent to the situation at hand, which I think maybe will get a lot of people to watch this and to, you know, jog their head a little bit and realize, like, it's late in quarantine, and what have you done? If you've done something, comment below. I'd love to know if you, like, picked up a new craft or you learned something new. Please tell me about it. I'd love for you to tell me about it. But if you haven't done anything yet, do something. It's like being on vacation, except you're not drinking martinis all day long and basking in the sun. And 100%, this is a proven fact, whenever children learn, and don't be mistaken that we, like, lose this as we get older, which is a fantastic skill that us as humans have learned to hold dear and to keep, as far as evolution goes. Children, the reason why children love to learn is because they receive dopamine. Like, and when children are learning non-stop, so Jesus Christ, they're just so happy all the time because they're being filled up with dopamine all day long, because they figure out, like, what a shoe is, and they're like, oh my god, that goes on my foot, whoa, like, I'm not crazy, you know? That's how kids are, and it takes a lot more. It takes more, like, it's like an epiphany kind of feeling for us to get that dopamine rush, but we haven't lost that. So when you do enrich yourself and you do learn new things and teach yourself that learning new things is something that's pleasurable, because it is, but you feel so much better the next day when you wake up. You're like, oh, I don't have this weight on my shoulders. I don't feel like I wasted a day. I mean, sitting in quarantine and not doing anything and just doing mindless stuff, like watching a TV series or, like, flipping through Instagram. God knows on quarantine you can probably do that for, like, 6 hours straight and not even think about it. And nothing is worse than waking up the next day and just being like, oh my god, I, like, wasted my life. I wasted this precious time that I have that I could have been, like, used. It's like not working out. You're like, oh, like, I could be one step closer to abs today. If you don't do it, then you don't do it, and you don't see the progress. You don't, and it's not just progress when it comes to creative things. Creative things, just like, you need to, there's a reservoir in here and it needs to be emptied. And if you don't empty it, just, like, sits in there and, like, it just, like, rots inside you if you don't. It's like all these ideas, and then, this is a drastic metaphor here, just like little holes start to come up, like, in your mind, and all those great ideas that you had and all that ambition, it just starts seeping through the bottom. And you just, like, you start losing it, and you lose your inspiration, and you lose your drive over time. So I'm not gonna get too crazy anymore about it, but use this time, the time you have left, use your time wisely. At the very least, learn something new every day. The worst thing that you can do right now is to sit on your phone all day long, to watch TV all day long, to not recognize that there is something in you that is begging you for a time like this to come out and do what you were set out here for. And if you don't know, because I'm sure a lot of people don't know, the best thing is probably to just write down all of the things that you're interested in. And, you know, like, in categories. Then play a little game with yourself. What is the thing that you feel the most attracted to in that list? And whatever you feel the most gravitated towards, pick that one. If you feel stuck in between, pick the first one or the last one. Don't think too much about it. And then once you start like researching into it and you're like not really feeling it, you know, it's not for you. Pick the next one. Okay? That's just my advice for you. But regardless of what it is, fill up your mind, exercise your brain, exercise your talents, your creativity. This is like a sabbatical. It's like an artistic sabbatical. It's like you're leaving the country to go and like focus on your work. That's what you should be treating it as. If you're not working, if you're sitting at home, if you're not working from home, use that time. I'm just saying, when you wake up the next day, make sure that you don't feel like shit. Okay, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you liked it. Comment below what your thoughts are. I'm gonna leave a list of like books and stuff that I think are really great for this time for you to read, because that'll be like the height of what I can offer you guys. So I'm gonna leave you guys some books if you want to read them. Happy quarantine! See you next time!